You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you. See you, see you.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is, if getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
It's time now for the Conservative Curmudgeon Radio Show. Now, here's Grouchy.
Good evening, everybody. And before we get rolling, we have a public service announcement. Yeah, that's right. There might be some harsh language up in this shit, so y'all be staying tuned. Okay. Thanks, Theo. Yeah, we do have some language every now and then, but, whatever. It's okay. We're all grown-ups here. And if you're not, turn the station, at least for now. And then turn it back at the top of the hour again. Because you're going to want to be here for the red wine. They are on tonight, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes. Rick says yes, they are on tonight. So red wine coming up after me. And is there an Amish and Robinson, or is there an Amish and or a Robinson and Wright, or an Amish and Wright, or
there's something.
There's something. There is a nightcap after red wine, so
Rick and Orty.
Stick around for that too. Rick's going to help me out tonight. I'm going to tell y'all the long COVID brain thing is definitely for real. I have been struggling for the last year with like time and dates. I went the whole day today thinking it was Tuesday. It wasn't until I got home and some other things happened that I realized that it was Wednesday. I have absolutely nothing planned. So Rick has agreed to sling it with me to help me get along here. And I appreciate that, because I know he's got a ton of shit going on and doesn't have time for my nonsense. So I really do appreciate it.
I'm already sitting here anyway, bro.
What's that?
You're acting like it's putting me out over my microphone. I'm already sitting here anyway.
Hey, but you could be going to eat dinner or something. So, I don't take it for granted. I know you got a busy night and you got a busy house too.
Yeah, that's why we put dinner in a crock pot today, because it was cold, so I made homemade chicken noodle soup, so I already ate before I did my show. So.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. Speaking of good things, 8 days after Election Day, yes, 8 days, it is official that the Republicans have gained control of the House.
Womp womp.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's taking them 8 days to count congressional districts that have fewer votes than the county I live in. 8 days. And just for reference, there's about 310,000 people in this county. And they're counting these congressional districts. I don't know. What are they using, an abacus? I don't know. I don't know.
I think I figured it out. So they're using
Sure.
they're using an abacus for the main count, but then they're keeping the final tabulations on an Etch-a-Sketch.
On an Etch-a-Sketch. And some dumb bastard probably keeps rebooting it, right?
Hey, don't leave an Etch-a-Sketch on the table unless you want somebody to shake it.
That's right.
Just saying.
That's right. That's how they tell Biden to reboot the laptop. Just pick it up and shake it.
Well, his laptop is an Etch-a-Sketch, so.
Oh, well, exactly.
Exactly. He has access to something. It's in a suitcase. It even says nuclear football, but it's misspelled, but it's actually an Etch-a-Sketch. So if he ever pulls it out, nobody has to worry about him pushing the wrong buttons.
I like it. So did you see him getting a little out of line with the reporter that hit him up about codifying abortion rights, and Biden actually let the cat out of the bag that he doesn't expect it's going to happen?
I did not, but that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he said he doesn't look for anything to happen. He just said he looks for everybody to maintain their positions, and that's about it. But I'm going to tell you, this lame duck Congress, it kind of scares me now.
Yeah. I mean,
because they'll just be pushing all kinds of shit just to push it.
Yep. They already started. They are just.
Yeah, amnesty started today. I mean, they're gonna go for it. They're gonna try to legalize dreamers. And the Schumer speech on that was hilarious because he said the 11 million or however many there are.
That's because he knows that number's a lie.
Yeah, exactly. They've always known it's a lie, but they want them legalized. Now, why they would want them legalized, I don't know, because when you see how DeSantis took the Hispanic vote in Florida, you would think that might worry the Democrats. Do they really just think that the Hispanics are all stupid and they'll go for the free lies and the free stuff and the free lies? And
no, but that's why they're pushing to legalize the DREAM Act, because if they can make that happen, they're hoping to win back that demographic.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess so. It's amazing to watch all the strategy. And speaking of strategy, there was, I don't know, something happened down in Florida, Tuesday night?
Yeah.
I mean, it's some minor event. Some dude declared himself for the presidency in 2024. Look, I don't know how anybody else feels about this. Well, I mean, that's not exactly true. I've seen some opinions out there. For everything that he is not, and that's a lot. That is a lot. And for everything he is not, I will give him credit for the good that he did. And you guys know, you've been around here. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. I give credit where it's due, whether I agree with the politicians or not. I also smack them over the head when they deserve it, whether I like them or not. So, credit where it's due. He reshaped the judiciary of this country. He cut taxes, which I'm a huge proponent of keeping more of the money that I earn. Now, for everything that he's not, which is classy, couth, gentlemanly, there are plenty of other candidates out there for us. We don't even have an inkling of who else might run. Pompeo made an interesting statement today that made it sound like he might throw his hat in the ring. You know, we don't know what DeSantis is going to do. Does he sit back and wait? I mean, he's right now, Rick, and you can tell me if you agree with this or not, but I think that Trump's move to announce early was to go on the offensive instead of being on defense. Because now anybody else that declares, he'll say, oh, they just want to be like me and they wouldn't be where they were if it weren't for me and yada, yada, yada. But if Trump waited to declare, then it would look like he was crying sour grapes. But now he's out and he's the first one out of the gate, which in a way I kind of like, because I hope he kind of Scott Walkers, peak in about 3 months and then fade away. Now, I didn't want that for Scott Walker, but that's what happened with Scott Walker. So
I remember that because we were actually we were at SRLC when we realized that he was just kind of going nowhere.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't realize this, but back in 2016, there were 16 GOP candidates. And of the 16 GOP candidates, Trump ranked 14th on my list. I had him ahead of only Bush and Kasich. I know that might sound shocking to anybody, but
No. I mean, it doesn't me, because first of all, Kasich's dad was a mailman, so who the hell wants to put Cliff Craven in the White House? Second of all, no to the other guy. Just no.
Yeah, exactly.
So, here's my thought, though, right? So, first thing, and I didn't see who the byline was today, but I saw a PJ Media article fly across my feed earlier when I was working, and it said Trump throws his hair in the ring for 2024. I died.
Yeah.
Literally died. So here's my thoughts with this, though. The one thing that I do like about what Trump did yesterday is he started putting his plan out for what he's going to do if he gets elected, which I think he does a really good job of articulating that to the people that he knows are going to vote for him, and he's hoping it's going to swing some folks. My problem is, I think in a lot of ways, he's gone too far to the extreme. I mean, Donald Trump is not who he was when he announced in 2015. He's not who he was when he ran in 2016. He really, most of the time, comes across as bitter and angry now. I mean, he's Hillary Clinton with a penis.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy that.
But here's... Sorry, that was a visual I didn't mean to give you guys. I swear that was completely impromptu. But here's my thing, though, right? So in part of his plan that he laid out, one of the things that he said that just made the hair on the back of my neck stand up, red flags, all of the above, is we're going to make sure that every drug dealer gets the death penalty. Excuse me?
That's never going to happen.
Well, so the issue is, one, it's not ever going to happen. Even if he tries to make it happen, it's never going to work. And I'm sorry, this is my inner libertarian coming out for a moment. Legalize all of it, let nature figure the rest out, and then if you do that, the sting goes away from all of it, because then you don't have the money-making machine anymore, because nobody has to kill themselves to try to get to the shit, because it's forbidden. And actually, that was one thing I forgot to bring up during Rails last hour, because I got distracted with all the other shit. But that was one of the biggest life lessons for me. Now, granted, I was born in a time where, your parents didn't go to jail for delinquency to minors yet. My dad basically told me once I was 16, look, dude, don't get anybody to go buy you alcohol. Don't sneak off to any parties. If you want to drink anything, anytime you're at my house, all you got to do is tell me who you want to come over. I'll go buy the shit. They can come here, and if anybody's too drunk to leave, they can just stay. That took all of the wind out of my sails as a kid for the most part, because everything that made the idea of drinking fun was gone.
I get it. For my 16th, it was a kegger. Dad went and bought a couple of kegs, We lit a huge fire in the field next to the house. We cooked over the fire. We pitched tents out around the fire and went to sleep. And when everybody woke up the next morning, Dad opened a big Tupperware bowl where all the car keys were stored so nobody could drive away overnight. And they went home. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it was. Now, did I drink other places away from home? Well, of course I did. Of course I did. But I knew that if I wanted to have that kind of a party, that I could call my dad and say, let's do this, and I knew he was down. And, like you said, you don't go to jail for that back then.
No, hell, half the time the cops would give you medals.
I mean, yeah.
Because
but now
you were taking care of the problem for them. Now it's like, oh my God, you're contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and you should go to jail for that. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, so I mean, but that's been my whole approach with a lot of this for a long time. But that was also an evolutionary approach for me because I used to be very staunchly anti-drug. The problem is, as I started having children and started watching them get mixed up with stuff, and then like most of my kids have experimented with marijuana. The problem was, before marijuana was legal, when they got caught with it, they started trying to do the other stuff, like the K2 and all that. That shit is a million times worse, and that shit is considered legal until they figure out who's making it and what it's made out of, and then they pass laws to make it illegal again. Then somebody new changes an ingredient and puts it right back out on the market again. Then it's legal until everybody catches on, and it's extremely addictive. It can cause psychotic breaks. I actually watched my oldest child go through one. So that's when my thought process for all of this started changing. It's like, look, we're obviously never going to make all this go away. So let's just take the restrictions off of it to the point where we start trusting people to make the best decisions for them. And if they have problems with it, then instead of spending millions and billions of dollars trying to stop them from getting a hold of it, we can take that money and put it into treatment programs so they can get the help that they need.
There you go. How dare you go around making sense, though?
I know it's not allowed, right? But that
especially not in government.
But that's actually one of the things that I talked about last hour. I have two things that I'm going to start working on in earnest in 2023 and 2024. The first is to start putting together a proper news organization that doesn't hide the slant. In fact, we're going to have different flavors of news, and you guys can figure out which ones you want to read most, and then we'll go from there. And then the other thing I'm going to do, because I'm tired of watching nobody deal with the homeless problem, and I'm especially tired of homeless vets being treated like shit, I'm going to start working on putting together a nonprofit. And I know I've been talking about this for years, but I literally have nothing stopping me now, so I'm going to start figuring out how to get it done.
Good deal. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So if I squander all my cash and lose my house, I'll know who to call.
Yeah, well, for you, we'll make exceptions. Because I know better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. I like it, Rick. Sounds good. Future's bright. All right, let's see. What else we got going on? McConnell. McConnell won his vote to remain minority leader today. Swatted off Rick Scott from Florida. Not that Scott had a chance. I mean, really, it was a 37-10 vote.
Yeah, but getting 10 against McConnell's kind of a big deal. But at the same time, he was immediately removed from his leadership position at the local level. So,
well, that's what happens when you challenge the big daddy and lose. If you don't have anything to offer, it's hard to swing those votes, right? Like McConnell, when he opened up that war chest and started taking care of people who would vote for him.
And I think that's the main reason why he poured so much money into the Alaska race, was because he was trying to make sure that no matter what, he got to stay in leadership.
Yeah, no doubt about it. not a big secret either, I don't think. I mean, for whatever it's worth. On the House side, now that it's official, McCarthy will launch his bid and will in all likelihood be the speaker. I don't see Biggs knocking him off. I don't even see Biggs getting a huge rally of support. I would think that if anybody was going to make a challenge to McCarthy and make it worthwhile, it would be Scalise. And I don't think that he's looking to do that. So just look for Speaker McCarthy in the coming days, because I think that's about what will happen. I don't think Biggs has the number. I don't think the Freedom Caucus has the stroke. And it's just not going to happen. So there's that. You know, if you have a different take, I'm listening. But
no, I mean, I really don't, not with the House. I mean, my thing is, because I've been unplugged for most of the last 2 years, I don't really know enough about McCarthy to render an opinion at one way or the other. The one thing that I will say is I'm really happy that we're not going to hear Speaker Pelosi anymore.
Right. What worries me, though, is that maybe she remains in leadership until this Congress is, adjourned again in 2 years, to full term, and then hands the reins off to the frickin' communist from New York, Hakeem Jeffries. And then we start seeing, and maybe this is a good thing. Maybe handing it off to Hakeem, who is an open socialist, emboldens that whole AOC crew, and they just go batshit crazy, and America can't tolerate that and lashes back at them. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. On the other hand, you got a whole shit ton of idiots out there that think they are the way. So it really just boils down to who's, they pick their districts wisely, because they'll have every opportunity to be reelected for as long as they choose to run in the districts they're in. I don't see any of the squad making it to a statewide, well, I say that, possibly. I just don't know if there's enough in New York that would turn out for the state to put AOC in the Senate eventually. And I certainly don't think that Minnesota would put Omar in the Senate. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that kind of support, especially with what Zeldin just did in New York. So, if we can keep that crazy confined to the House and just let them make fools of themselves constantly, they'll eventually just be dismissed as, they're basically Trump with vaginas, but on the other side of the political aisle. So, to coin a phrase.
Nice.
And, Trump he's going to be Trump. And you're already seeing people distancing themselves from him. The Murdochs, Murdoch has decided he's not going to back Trump's campaign. Ivanka and Jared have said thanks, but no thanks, Dad. It's already starting to look like more of a circus show than a campaign. So I anticipate that over, maybe not so much leading up to the holidays, but certainly after it, when things start taking shape in earnest for 2024, you're going to see a lot of Trump just being brash and rude towards anybody that would dare declare themselves on the Republican ticket, as just being ungrateful to him and how he knows all the dirt on them and blah, 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 blah. And I think it's just going to be more of a circus show. And the problem is that there are people, if it's not Trump, they won't come out and vote.
Well,
we need those votes.
I think it goes a step further, unfortunately, and this is my worst case scenario. Let's say, for the sake of argument, Donald Trump does not win the nomination. I think his ego won't let him go home. He'll run third party.
Which again, and I was heading towards that, but that's certainly an option, and that certainly splits the Republican Party. It guarantees that a Democrat will win in 2024, regardless of who it is. And is he willing to do that just to feed his ego? Yeah, I think he is.
Which honestly annoys me about it, if I'm being honest, because one of the first things that he said is, I don't have to do this, I don't need to do this, I've already built a great life. If you don't have to do this and you don't need to do this, why do you keep acting like you got cheated in 2020?
Right, exactly. We don't need you to do this either.
A lot of folks wanting to do it, but again, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, because I've had conversations even today with people that I was like, okay, so explain to me your position about why you are so keen on Donald Trump not only winning the nomination, but you hope winning the presidency when he's basically going to be a lame duck from day one. And their position is, quite frankly, and this is what they've told me, they don't view him as a lame duck. They view him as a president without restrictions, because he doesn't have to worry about re-election, so he can basically do whatever he wants. And they are claiming that he's going to keep his promise to basically redo the executive branch in its entirety, start making changes to who can be appointed by whom and how the president can get rid of them should they desire to do so, etc. But my problem is, if he makes those changes, that may be great for the future, but my problem with Donald Trump is his ego is directly tied to his picker. And yes, I said picker, not pecker.
Yes.
Picker.
Right.
I mean, both are true, but still, that's not what I'm talking about right now. And I've seen some of the people that he's chosen to put in leadership positions, and most of them have ended badly. Good. Most of them have ended badly. It's like that old commercial with the dude in the armor. You have chosen poorly. Yeah, that was Donald Trump when he was picking people.
Indiana Jones.
You have chosen poorly.
He chose poorly. Yeah.
That was Indiana Jones, wasn't it? I only remember seeing it like in commercials and stuff later, so I always forgot where it originally started. But yeah, it was Indiana Jones. I forgot about that.
It was, yeah. Last Crusade, I believe it was.
I think so.
Yeah. So here's the thing. One, will the Democrats pursue trying to press charges, indict, and convict Trump? I'm thinking no. I think they keep it alive as long as they can. But I mean, knowing that the House is going to be Republican controlled, I look for the J6 committee to be scrapped in January. Which they'll say is just giving Trump a green light for his candidacy. But here's the thing. Nobody, and I mean nobody, brings more Democrats to the polls than Donald Trump. I'm willing to bet that 10 to 15 million of the votes that Biden received in 20 were simply I hate Donald Trump votes. They didn't give a crap about politics. They might have been single issue voters, but it was really all about I hate Trump.
Yeah, honestly, that's what nearly cost us everything in 2022. They managed to make Trump the center of the news cycle again. So two things and stuff that you brought up. First of all, there's already been a prominent Democrat that said it's his mission to make sure Trump gets indicted before he can run. So I don't know where they plan on going with that. The other thing is, even if Trump does not get indicted, you're going to have Democrats all over the country in open primaries going to vote for him.
To vote against him.
No, in open primaries, they're going to jump party and vote for him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, where that's legal, yes.
Yeah,
you will see that.
Anywhere there's an open primary, you're going to have people, because they already know who their nominee is going to be for the most part, unless Biden gets primaried, which since it's Trump, I doubt he will now. Because, I mean, at this point, the GOP has already pretty much decided Trump is a foregone conclusion, which is stupid.
What? No. I mean, because I think there's a lot of prominent Democrats that are still pushing for somebody to step up and primary Biden.
But the thing about it is, now that Trump has declared they already know Biden has beat him once, this will be the way they get away with the steal again. Because if it's Biden-Trump head-to-head again, they don't have to worry about explaining away the anomalies. Because, well, he already beat him once, he just did it again.
Right, yeah, he just did it again. Live with it. He sucks.
Stop picking losers, you GOP slugs.
Yes. How dare you? So, there's all that going on. And, of course, World War III.
We got really close yesterday, bro. I don't think anybody knows how close we actually came yesterday.
I and then to watch, what's his name? Damn it, Lloyd. Who the hell's SecDef?
Well, I don't remember his name.
Shit. Anyway, he makes the comment that regardless of whose missile it was, it's Russia's fault.
Well, so here's my thing, right? So you had the president of Ukraine within like 30 seconds of this happening. Oh my God, it's unfettered Russian aggression. Dude don't know shit. Has no idea what the fuck is going on, and he's trying to get NATO to bomb Russia.
Yep. He's been trying to get NATO to bomb Russia since the whole thing started. This just gave him more fuel.
But I mean, honestly, though, if you were listening to the people that were on that side of the argument that Ukraine is the good guy and Russia is the bad guy and blah 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 blah, they were convinced we should have been at war 30 seconds after those missiles fell.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, Article 5 started trending on Twitter within like 5 minutes.
It's absolutely insane. Lloyd Austin, thank you, Mike. Mike's in the chat room covering my ass.
I tend to try to block most of Biden's key people's names because I was hoping I wouldn't have to remember them for very long.
Well, I just need to know who's telling the lies and which lies they're telling. So,
yeah, but I was still, hopeful that I wasn't going to have to remember these people for very long. So that's why I don't remember most of them. Apparently,
Lloyd Austin. I may not always remember his name, but he will always be memorable in his Darth COVID get-up. Remember back in the height of COVID, how he was inspecting the troops. He had like the double mask and the gloves, and he's just Darth COVID.
I am your father's brother's sister's cousin's roommate.
Yes. And what does that make us? Nothing!
But where's your mask, motherfucker?
That's it. I've got 8 on. Damn. Oh! We just blew through the bottom of the hour, man.
I was going to say, we only have like 20 minutes left. Shit, I can riff for 5 if you want to take a break.
I mean, let's. Do you want to burn commercials or no?
I mean, is there really any point? You only have 20 minutes left.
I mean, no, there's really not. I mean, I was just asking. I mean, I'm good. We can talk about anything. Jason Verlander just won his 3rd Cy Young Award.
Woohoo!
I can't stand that son of a bitch, but more power to him. He's throwing harder today than he did when he came into the league. 18 years ago.
Yeah, well, pharmaceuticals will do that. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did I say
so
that
they
out loud?
will. Did we say that out loud?
I'm sorry. My
Speaking
bad.
of pharmaceuticals, this what is this movie? Hang on, I got to find this real quick because there is a movie coming out, a new Zac Efron movie.
Well, while you're looking that up, just to pass the time, did you hear that Dianne Feinstein had a bit of a faux pas today?
No, I did not, but I heard that her seat is being eyeballed for when she retires.
Well, so here's the thing, right? So they basically asked her weeks ago if she was going to consider herself for Senate Pro Tem, and she said no. So a reporter approached her about that today, and she says, well, I haven't really thought about it, and so I don't really know. And then her aide's like, but ma'am, you said this, during the break, and then you put out a press release. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Keep in mind, this woman's 89 years old. Apparently has no idea what the hell she's saying to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Biden 3.0. Yay.
So, Schiff has said that he is interested in her seat when she retires.
Yeah, well, Schiff for brains can't even get out of his own driveway, so I'm not that worried.
I understand. Okay, so the new Zac Efron movie is called The Iron Claw. It's a wrestling movie.
Oh, God.
And if you have not seen the photos of what Zac Efron did to himself to get ready for this movie, it is nothing short of a spectacular change. However, he did it the wrong way. He hit the steroids. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The photos have this huge turtle shell belly on him, pushing the six-pack outward. And that is a telltale sign. I've seen it in the gym. Look, I have been through all kinds of stuff. I have never hit the hard anabolic steroids. I never went that far in the pursuit of what I was after. This kid is wrecking himself just for the sake of making a movie. And he's literally taking his life into his hands, knowing what this shit can do to you. So, I mean, is it an incredible transformation? Yes, it is, to have done it so quickly, but it's not healthy. And for people that don't know about steroids, it looks even more amazing, but the people that do know about steroids realize how terrible this is for him. So it's kind of sad to see.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, we've seen.
Yeah, I mean,
we've seen other actors do just this
funny, so he did it. I don't know what's your health worth.
Apparently, not more than whatever he's making for that movie. Oh, Orty has a nice observation regarding the previous thing we were talking about. Schiff has always been interested in her seat. If you take my meeting, Mr. Frodo.
That is one gigantic, big old prune, and I would not want to be anywhere near it when the pit falls. Damn it, Orty.
I'm just imagining the dust cloud, dude. I'm just saying.
I'm thinking, my mind is racing with, these rivulets, if you will.
So here's my thought processes, and I'll try to make it as PG as possible. But you're talking about somebody who's 89 years old, so certain things, happen when women get aroused. I'm imagining that there will probably be a cloud of dust where those things usually happen.
Oh, I knew where you were. I had no doubt. I'm thinking Orty is throwing stuff out in the chat room that are like excerpts from My Life Behind the Circle K.
This is probably true. At some point he's probably going to put out a memoir. That's probably going to be the title.
Oh, it's so good. So good. So good. God. What else is going on in this stupid world that we can talk about for a few minutes? I mean, I knew there was something. I hate going to that damn website now, but
Which one are you going to?
Drudge.
Oh, God.
I know. What was it I saw? Schiff Ice Feinstein. Air Force to train new pilots without planes. I guess we're going to put them in simulators now. VR goggles.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, the Texas earthquake. Did you feel any of that? That's a long way away from you, but still, I mean, I was wondering.
I don't guess I did, because, yeah, I never even heard about it, to be honest.
So, yeah, Texas had a 5.4 today. I guess it would be like a little, it's due west and just a little north of San Angelo.
Nice. Yeah, no.
Like I said, that's a good way away from you, but yeah, we're talking about, I guess, the Northwest Pecos, Midland. I don't know that part of Texas all that well. Pecos, okay, I see it now. I see it where. What the hell? Pecos is like way out there in the middle of frickin' nowhere.
Pecos, Texas.
Yeah, so if you know where Midland and Odessa are, it's probably a good 200 miles southwest of Odessa, Texas. I mean, I'm looking at the map. They got all these little town names out there, and I don't recognize any of them except for Odessa and Midland.
Yeah, well, that's because that's right in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
Yeah, Fort Stockton. Yeah, it's way west Texas.
If Aggie was in the chat right now, she'd probably be grabbing her machete.
I'm sure she knows. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, middle of nowhere. This place would have to send out for the middle of nowhere. So,
man.
I mean, I'm guessing it's very sparsely populated. So I'm sure that the injuries were minimal, thank goodness. But still, the third largest earthquake Texas has ever registered today. So that's some crazy shit going on.
Fun times.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Yeah, the Amish follow me to the Circle K. Mike doing some shit, don't he? Oh, God. I really should have planned a show, Rick. I should have planned a show. I just thought I had another day to do it.
What are you freaking out about? We're doing all right.
I'm not freaking out. I'm laughing at it.
So another one that I thought was interesting, and then I figured we'd actually finish off with one of the questions that were posed to you earlier, because I was kind of curious to see what your answer was. This I thought was interesting, because Mike Pence has actually come forward and officially said he will not be testifying before the January 6th committee, and I quote, "Congress has no right to my testimony."
Wow.
This is the same guy who was yelling that Donald Trump wasn't going to testify, though.
I mean, you know, I think it's a big balls move on Pence's part, and I honestly like to see it because I didn't think he had him.
Yeah, I didn't really think so either. But you know, and actually, this is something I was going to bring up earlier, but you shifted topics too quickly. I honestly don't think they should make the January 6th committee go away. I think they should retool the January 6th committee to find out who the fuck was actually involved.
Well, yeah, I mean, even, God, is she MSNBC or CNN? I never can remember. That wacky chick, Crystal Ball.
I think MSDNC, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me.
Okay. Because I even saw her talking about how the Oath Keepers and what's the other one? The
The Brotherhood
the
or something?
Proud Boys.
Proud Boys.
Proud Boys. Both organizations had undercover FBI agents in them prior to January 6th, but they didn't tip anybody off and they didn't try to stop anything or anything like that.
Well, it's not.
Like, what the hell?
Well, it's not just that. They had undercover people within the FBI that had the pay grade of informants, but these same people were in the leadership. Some of these people were like second and third in charge. You can't tell me when you're that high up you weren't involved in some of those decisions.
Exactly, or at least knowledge of.
But that's my thing. I don't think the January 6th committee should be shuttered. I think it's time for us to figure out who was actually involved in it, because to me, this smacks of the whole, Whitmer almost being kidnapped. Turns out it was a whole Fed thing.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. I have no problem with it.
But honestly, I think part of the reason why Mike Pence has suddenly found his sack is because they're finally starting to report the truth of what actually happened on January 6th. Donald Trump requested additional security. Nancy Pelosi said no. One of the heads of the security actually were the ones that opened the door and let people in. The sergeant at arms resigned shortly after this incident.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's just too much that was never brought out until now, and it doesn't matter now because the day after the election, all this shit started breaking because it didn't matter anymore.
Right. Of course. But now, would they even want him to testify? Because, it was like when Bannon said, I'll testify under these conditions. And they're like, no, this is not going to be public. They couldn't shut that down fast enough.
But that's just it. It needs to be public.
Well, of course it does. Why wouldn't they want it to be public if they're so certain of themselves?
I really don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah. I mean, who would? Who would? I mean, really, it just... I don't know. I think that the Republicans are going to trash that committee, though. I really do. And I tend to agree with you that maybe it should be retooled and, turn some people loose into it, put Scalise in charge of it. And, he'll piss off the left with steering it to where it needs to be steered. I have no problem with that. I think it would be fantastic to watch. So yeah, I'm game with you. Let's do it. Let's do it. And while we're at it, let's investigate FTX and their ties to the Democrats and Ukraine and.
Well, I mean, so here's my wish list. If we could actually get some of these things done while we have control of the House, these are some of the things that I would love to see. First, let's retool January 6th to find out what actually happened and who was in charge, and then heads need to roll, period. The other thing that needs to happen is now that we're in control of Congress, all these people that have been long-term jailed without trial or anything else need to be released, period.
Oh my God, yes.
Regarding January 6th. As far as Ukraine, we need to figure out how long the Bidens have been in bed with Ukraine, how much of this crisis has been a money laundering campaign, because I still firmly believe that's primarily the reason why the Bidens are handing money to this country.
I can tell you already that the Biden involvement with Ukraine at least goes back to the Obama administration.
Oh, I know. Because
possibly before that, but at least that far.
Well, yeah, at least that far, because that's the whole thing that... that's when Donald Trump tried to put the brakes on everything going on with Ukraine is when it started coming out exactly how corrupt that country was. And he said, look, until we know that the money's being used in the way that we expect it to be used, and until we know what these people are like, then we really need people to understand what's going on. So he started trying to put the brakes on all these things that were already approved by Congress, which is what supposedly got him impeached. My problem with that is, if that's the stance the Democrats wanted to take, why wasn't the vice president impeached when Vice President Biden did the same thing? Because he wanted a certain banker removed and put pressure on the government to do that.
Because hypocrites are going to hypocrite.
Fun times.
Even a dummy like me knows that answer.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know the answer too, but I'm just tired of people. I'm tired of people who know the answer not holding these people's feet to the fire until we actually get them to admit the answer. Because, and I said this last hour, I'm really tired of, well, I don't really care about the cheating as long as my side wins, because that goes on everywhere. I'm done with that shit. I don't want the cheating. I don't want the ballot harvesting. I don't want we didn't make these rules, but we're going to learn to play by them. I want the people with the side with the best values and ideas to win. Period. And that goes.
There was. I don't know if you saw it or not, but probably right about the time you went on the air, there was a Vox. I'm wanting to say Vox article that popped up on Twitter about how the FTX money didn't really tilt the needle that much in the midterms.
Bullshit.
So basically, it's okay if we do it because it didn't really move the needle that much, but you can't do it. So anyway, hey, look, we're top of the hour. I have to so graciously thank you for hanging out and carrying my dead ass weight through this hour. Yeah, you're not laughing because it's true. But I'm laughing because it's sad.
No, I wasn't laughing because I was trying to wrangle the crew coming in behind you because they've been trying to call me.
I got you. The red wine is coming up. I'm going to get out of here real quick, but we do like to end on a happy note. Firefighters in New York City going above and beyond, rappelling down a high rise to make the save in a burning building. We don't have time for all the details, obviously, but rappelling down a burning building, New York firefighters once again showing why they are the class of the country when it comes to stuff like that. God bless you guys everywhere. All of you first responders, you earn it and you deserve it. And that's the show, everybody. If you like it, tell your friends. If your friends like it, you need new ones. But they and you are welcome right here with me every Wednesday, and sometimes Rick too, on KLRN Radio, host of the Conservative Curmudgeon Show. I'm your host, The Grouch. Peace.
Rick is always here, just Rick doesn't always talk.
Yeah.
Looking for a diamond, I'm trying, I'm fighting, riding in the rhythm now. Wanna stay all night, wanna stay all night, yeah. Just wanna stay up all night with you.
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.